All right. Well, today we're gonna tackle loneliness and the feeling that men are having with isolation. Regardless of whether there's people around or not. Yeah, a lot of men. We find ourselves lonely, but definitely not saying shit out loud. It's not always visible because it can definitely be. I got people around me all the time. I'm just completely disconnected. Whether it's the lack of depth in conversations, whether you don't feel like anybody understands you or what you're going through, but isolation is going to set in. That's the next step. And then that's going to get into affecting mindset, which is your relationships, your motivation, sense of purpose. So, we're going to go through what it is, a lot of reasons why men are going through it and why it's becoming more common. And of course, we'll give you some ideas of how to break the cycle. So, jumping right into what it is it's not just being alone, like I was saying, it's emotional disconnection and isolation. So, being around people every day doesn't change the feeling of loneliness. And I was trying to think of an analogy, and it's like if you're sitting in a bar and talking to total strangers. Yes, you're having human interaction, but it doesn't mean shit. There's no real depth there. It's just, you know, you tell a cool story you've told 1,000 times or whatever. It's just the auto playback versus a nice deep conversation with somebody you know and trust and have confidence has nothing but your best interest at heart. Think good friends, uh, relationship partner, things like that. When you spend time with them versus when you sit at a bar with a total stranger, it's a completely different experience. I would I would allege that one is fulfilling and one is not. And that's not me bashing on bars but it's just that's the kind of communication it is. And we'll get into it a little further, but that's just being exacerbated with today's kind of societal norms. So, when I've been in many situations. I don't like to put myself in this scenario where I'm in a setting where it's just going to be a bunch of surface shit. There's not going to be any depth because it's just a waste of my time. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to veg out on the couch by myself and there'd be a potential I could catch a nap and get some rest. I'm not going to try to force myself into a scenario where I'm walking around. Obviously, there's times when you have to go shake hands and kiss babies. That's just part of living in a society. But I try to limit those, and I definitely don't do it for recreation. And that's kind of what we're talking about. I've made an emphasis to pick quality over quantity. And obviously, this has to be people that feel the same way as I do. They want to spend time with me as well, um, because that lonely feeling is so easy to kind of creep in, and then it's this snowball effect that we deal with isolation. I'm lonely, and so I don't go do anything with anybody, and now I'm isolated and like no interaction, seriously fucking lonely, and then here we go. So depression sets in.